is it saying record? Okay, let's clap for Austin, everybody.
Take a look into the future and imagine that people are plagued by diseases and the world as we know it is crumbling. All because, generation by generation, people opted out of vaccines for their children. Jeremiah Mitchell, in just 12 minutes, went from a happy, healthy 6-year-old boy to being in a coma for 14 days. He wasn't vaccinated and caught meningitis at a school during an outbreak just by walking down the hallway. The disease caused his body to become blackened and burned looking, and he had to have all of his limbs amputated. Vaccines have been helping us protect us from diseases ever since Edward Jenner created the smallpox vaccine in 1796. Since then, scientists have been perfecting and creating vaccines to protect us against the most crippling and deadliest of diseases. We must educate others and ourselves on the importance of vaccines to prevent the horrific outcome of large outbreaks of diseases. According to an article on USA Today on April 8, 2014, people who are actively choosing not to vaccinate are helping diseases once largely relegated to the pages of history books like measles and whooping cough make a comeback in cities across the nation. In 2013, California had the largest number of unprotected kindergartners at 14,921. That's almost 15,000 walking disease carriers, and that's not included anyone over the age of 6 years old. Dr. William Schaffner was quoted on an interview with ABC News on April 15, 2014, saying, "From a scientific point of view, this is a closed question. Vaccines have virtually wiped out a number of diseases that used to plague this country, and they do not cause autism." In order to take a stand against the anti-vaccine movement, first we will discuss dangers of not vaccinating by looking at current disease outbreaks. Second, we will look at reasons why people are not vaccinating. And finally, we will talk about solutions and steps to take to protect not only ourselves, but our loved ones. Catherine Riffenburn had to bury her 9-week-old baby boy just 4 weeks after his first lab and just 2 weeks after she found out he contracted a vaccine-preventable disease, whooping cough. The disease caused his body to become swollen and unrecognizable. Since the anti-vaccine movement has gotten so big, 2 diseases that had thought to be eradicated in the US, measles and whooping cough, which is also known as pertussis, have been making a comeback. According to USA Today on April 9, 2014, California has had 49 cases of measles just this year. Last year, we were at only 4. That's the highest since it was declared eradicated in the year 2000. As defined by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, which is also known as the CDC, last updated March 27, 2014, measles is a highly contagious respiratory disease caused by a virus. Its symptoms include fever, runny nose, cough, and a red rash all over the body. It is still very common in other countries, and it's easily transmitted by unvaccinated travelers. According to the CDC on March 17, 2014, there were 164,000 deaths worldwide caused by measles. That equates to 450 deaths a day or 18 deaths an hour. Now, I had never heard of whooping cough until recently, saw some commercials, and up until the 1990s, it was considered vanished in the United States. Whooping cough is caused by a bacteria, and it's really easy to catch. Its trademark symptom is a wrenching, can't catch your breath cough. The cough is characterized by a whooping sound when trying to breathe in. It can lead to pneumonia and is very fatal to infants. According to an article from Science News on April 9, 2014, cases of whooping cough reached an all-time high in 2012 with 48,277. In prior years, whooping cough cases stayed under 5,000. Obviously, infants and children aren't the ones who are opting out of vaccines. It's parents and even doctors who are to blame for not protecting children from life-threatening diseases. The reasons why people are not vaccinating their children are rumors of links to autism, fear of severe reactions, and also lack of proper research. Ever since actress Jenny McCarthy came out saying that vaccinating her child caused him to develop autism, there has been a huge drop in vaccinated children. Later, just recently, she came out saying that her son was misdiagnosed and never actually had autism. Thousands of anti-vaccine moms post on their blogs that the ingredients in vaccines cause autism. If they did proper research, they would find out there is no such link to the two. According to AutismScienceFoundation.org, accessed April 18, 2014, there have been multiple studies in ingredients in vaccines, and as well as the vaccination schedule in autism, and the data is all clear. There's no relationship between autism and vaccines. According to the Seattle Children's Hospital on October 1st, 2010, the symptoms of vaccinations include swelling, redness, a slight pain at the injection site, sometimes a fever, but the severe reactions to them are very rare. But parents aren't always to blame. Duffy Peterson asked her doctor to vaccinate her child, and her doctor talked her out of it. When Abby was 6 years old, she caught a severe case of the chickenpox, which made her body so weak that she also came down with pneumonia. Her little body couldn't fight both infections, and after hours of fighting in the hospital, she died in her mother's arms. It seems to be clear-cut. Vaccines are a crucial element in keeping not only ourselves, but our country as healthy as we can be. We already deal with enough health issues, so if there's a solution out there to help protect us, there's no reason why we shouldn't take it. Now, here are some solutions to help counter the anti-vaccine movement. Education. Do your research, but make sure that you're getting them from valid sources. Some reliable sources you can find information on vaccines would be places like the CDC, as well as science journals. Also, vaccinate your children, obviously, and vaccinate yourself. Most people aren't aware that most vaccines require boosters every 10 years or so, depending on the vaccination you get. And also, women who are pregnant in their 3rd trimester, you need to get your Tdap to help protect yourself and your baby from tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, which is whooping cough. Now that I've told you the dangers of not vaccinating by looking at current disease outbreaks, why rates have dropped, and solutions to protect your children and yourself, I hope I made you realize just how important it is to vaccinate. You and I must not fall into the trap of the anti-vaccine movement. Ignore the call of the blogging mothers and educate yourself. No child should have to go through life without his limbs and scarred for life, especially if being vaccinated would have prevented him from getting sick in the first place. Now, let's not let our country become plagued by diseases when the answer is out there. Vaccinate.
Okay,